The family. The family. One very important thing that we should always understand. That the family is an institution that was designed by God Himself. A family is an institution designed by God Himself. And the family is the nucleus of society. That's what the family is. The family is not something legislated or created by the government. But what's happening now? Huh? The government is trying to meddle into the affairs of the family and control, as a matter of fact, the family. I remember there was this U.S. senator who once said, it takes a village to attain morality. She was referring to a family. So it takes a village means, hey, it takes the government to give direction to the family. Direction to the family comes from God alone. He is the one who instituted the family. He is the one who designed the family. And it is very important that the family is kept really morally intact. Because once the family is corrupt, the society becomes corrupt. What is a society anyway? It's composed of families. So it's important that we always start with our family. So let me just share with you some of the words of wisdom from the Catechism, paragraph 2197, about the family. The fourth commandment opens the second table of the Decalogue, 2197. It shows us the order of charity. God has willed that after Him, we should honor our parents. So the first, after God, is our parents, to whom we owe life and who have handed on to us the knowledge of God. We are obliged to honor and respect all those whom God, for our good, has vested with His authority. Parents has been vested authority by God and be given responsibility to take care of their children and to exercise their authority over them. And then in paragraph 2199, we have what we call the extended family. It extends to the duties of pupils, teachers, for those of you who are teachers here, employees, employers, subordinates, leaders, citizens to their country, and to those who administer or govern. So it's really all about our relationship with people in authority and with people under our authority. Paragraph 2202. A man and a woman united in marriage, together with their children, form a family. Man and a woman. Take note of that. Man and a woman. Not man, woman to woman. Man and woman. This institution is prior to any recognition by public authority. So it came from God. Prior to any recognition by any. Adam and Eve is a family. From the very beginning. Which has an obligation to recognize it. It should be considered the normal reference point by which the different forms of the family relationship are to be evaluated. So it is designed by that. It is prior to the state in origin. So the state must not control the family. But what has been going on now? Huh? You can have, our teenagers can have an abortion without getting the consent of their parents because of legislation. Right? What has been happening now? They're trying to redefine marriage as a union between two loving individuals. They don't want to use the word man or woman, because individuals would mean man and man and woman. This is a direct interference of the state into the family. And that is a very, very sad development in our time. We are really going down the drain. And unless Christians do something about it, we'll just be flushed into the drain. Okay? So we cannot reinvent the family. It was designed by God. It cannot be reinvented by the state. So family does not hold its rights from the state but from God Himself. Now there have been a lot of blurring of differences now between man and woman and the role of man and a woman. I think that's the greatest threat to morality that we have these days. In fact, I have here a clipping from the Orange County Register. Pope John Paul II was still alive. Vatican decries feminism. This is not to offend women, of course, but this is addressing those women who cannot distinguish anymore what is the set role God has ordained for man and the set role God has ordained for women. We all have, that does not mean that we are not equal. We will always be equal, and God has ordained that man and women are all equal, but they are given different roles. A woman does some function that a man can probably never be able to efficiently discharge, and vice versa. And so, this Vatican news states, the obscuring of the differences or duality of the sexes has enormous consequences. These consequences, it said, included calling into question the family in its natural two-parent structure of mother and father, giving homosexual and heterosexual couples equivalent status. From the first moment of their creation, man and woman are different. We're not saying unequal, but they are different and will remain so for eternity. Will remain so for eternity. So it's important to understand that in a family, a man and a woman consist of a family and their children, and they have their own respective role as ordained by God. Because God, again, that's the main thing. God is the author, designer of family. So there should not be any blurring of differences between man and woman. Alright. Paragraph 2209. I love to read from the Catechism because it's able to really put it together in a succinct and powerful way. If you just read the Catechism, I'll tell you, you're going to learn a lot. 2209. The family must be helped and defended by appropriate social measures. Okay? We welcome the help of the state. Where families cannot fulfill their responsibilities, other social bodies have the duty of helping them and supporting the institution of the family. Following the principle of subsidiarity, large communities should take care not to usurp the family's prerogatives or interfere in its life. But that's exactly the opposite is what is happening now. The state usurping the prerogative of the parents, the prerogative of the family. Now, we even have a civil, here in California, we have a civil union of gays, right? And you know, that means they are to be treated like family, they are entitled to benefits as a family. So in other words, it's really short of recognizing it as marriage between a man and a man and woman to woman. Because practically all the rights of a man and a woman in a family have been extended to those who are united. Regardless of sex. Yes, very.
Since we're morality, what happens in a family where the parents, one of the kids come up and they're gay and you go off to college, bring all their friends on and to spend time or whatever. How does the family deal with that? As you know, it's a very stressful situation.
Okay, right off the bat, we need to set the record straight what the position of the church here when it comes to homosexuals. Although this is a matter that we will take up when we take the 6th and the 9th commandment. Homosexuality is not condemned by the church. Not condemned by the church. Some people are naturally homosexual. That's fine. That's fine. What is condemned by the church is homosexual practice. That's a different thing. So if you have a friend who is a homosexual, it doesn't mean that you are not going to deal with this. You can have a friend that are homosexual, but they should know their limit. They are not supposed to practice their homosexuality. Just as heterosexual. You know, if you take up when you take up the sexual knowledge, you will find out that any form of sexual contact is prohibited outside of marriage. You know that? Any form of sexual contact is prohibited outside of marriage. Even passionate kissing. I know that's taboo when we hear it now. But when you get to the sixth commandment, you'll find out passionate kissing that arouses the senses of the partners is really immoral outside of marriage. So the same is true with homosexuals. They have all these tendencies, just like the heterosexual. But it's a matter of controlling your tendencies. Okay? It's a matter of controlling your tendencies. But we will get to that in more detail when we go to the sixth commandment. But suffice it to say now that the church does not discriminate against homosexuals. It's not homophobic. Okay? We embrace the homosexuals, but we condemn homosexual practices because it is a sin, just like heterosexual sex outside of marriage is a sin. See that? You seem to be perplexed.
So what do you do when your kid comes home and say, oh, you can't, your friend can't stay here? Or like Larry said, you bring your friend home.
Okay.
You tell them, okay, you can stay here, but your friend can't, because...
No, I'm saying no. You shouldn't discriminate against them. I mean, let them be friends. Let them be friends, but make it clear to them that this is going to be like a normal friendship. But when it crosses the line towards sexuality, then that's okay. Right. So we know we love our homosexual brothers and sisters, our lesbian sisters.
Well, the situation would be the same if it were a boy and a girl, they were friends,
Yeah.
who were heterosexual.
Yeah.
How would you handle it? Are you going to let them sleep
Oh,
together?
no, it doesn't matter.
So,
Yeah, the same.
it's
The same. That's what I'm saying. There's no really difference. So we are not discriminating at all. There's no discrimination, and there's no form of any discrimination whatsoever. So you see? So this is one thing that we should learn right off the bat from the church, because they think that the religious are homophobic or they're very discriminating against homosexuals. Not so. Not at all. Yeah.
So are you saying that the church recommend that this homosexual remain single all their lives?
You know what? They have made a study. They have made there are so many homosexuals who were able to marry
Go straight?
the opposite sex. Yeah. It's a matter of your mastery over your passion. See what I'm saying? Mastery over your passion. We took that out during our first look. That is what morality is all about. It's not our passion mastering us, but it's the other way around. We cannot do it on our own. We need God's grace. So we need to raise ourselves once again to the supernatural level. That's the only way we can overcome the onslaught of our carnality. We have to rise above that level. Okay? So these are basic things in morality that we need to understand. All right.